there goes my dishwasher. Draining. Hey guys, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. So a few months ago, I posted a video sort of detailing my top 10 kitchen favorites that you could find on Amazon for under $20. And I had a couple people suggest that I do another one of these without the budget constraint. So, you know, just basically my top 10 kitchen items, any cost. I know a lot of folks are still adding to their inventory and their arsenal of kitchen supplies. Me personally, I've been collecting my array of kitchen appliances and tools for probably about almost 20 years now, since I moved out and sort of got out on my own. So today I'm going to share with you my top 10 favorite kitchen small appliances and tools that I use every week pretty much, and you guys have probably seen me use them in my videos if you have watched any of my cooking or meal prep videos. All of these items will be linked in the description box below, and at the end I will be having a special giveaway, so make sure that you stay tuned till the end to find out how to enter that. Let's get started. All right, so we're counting down from 10 to 1, and item number 10 is my Instant Pot. I will also be sharing the prices of these items right now as they stand in October 2019. Obviously that may change if you're watching this video at a later date, but I got my Instant Pot, I think about 2 years ago. I bought it on Prime Day, Amazon Prime Day, and since then they've come out with several newer ones in different varieties, but the one I have is an 8-quart and it is still available. It's the Instant Pot 8-quart Duo. Now, one common question I've gotten before is, do you need an Instant Pot or a slow cooker, or do you need both? Personally, I have both because I still use my slow cookers all the time, even though I have an Instant Pot. The Instant Pot is unique in that it is an electric pressure cooker. So one thing to remember is that you can use this as a slow cooker. I've personally never done this before, but the main use of it is, as it's intended, is to pressure cook things. And so you can still get that slow cooked taste of meat where it's like, you know, super tender and falling apart in a reduced amount of time. You know, you might only cook a pot roast in the Instant Pot for 45 minutes to an hour versus, you know, putting it in the crock pot would take all day. So there are some functions on here that I haven't used before. I obviously have used the saute function. I've used the manual setting. I have not used the yogurt. I have used like the soup, meat stew, bean chili. I've also used the rice button, which it also makes really great rice. But if you are on the fence about getting an Instant Pot and you love to cook, I would say go for it. If you're thinking about what size to get, I would recommend the 8-quart, just because I feel like even if you only have a family of 4 like us, it still allows you to make a larger quantity of things. The insert is removable. You can dishwash, you know, throw it in the dishwasher. I do have another brand of an electric pressure cooker, and I actually don't like it quite as much, just because I feel like the interface and the buttons are more confusing. The Instant Pot is more intuitive to me, but I would recommend an Instant Pot without reservations. Item 9 is my food processor. I recently got this Cuisinart 14-cup food processor from Adam for Christmas. I believe I got it in 2017, and I had been wanting a Cuisinart food processor for a long time. As far as I'm concerned, they're the gold standard for food processors in my opinion. But the one I had before was, I believe, like a Black & Decker, and it definitely did not perform as well as this or hold up as well as this. One thing you want to consider when getting food processors is where the drive shaft is in relation to the bowl. So some food processors will have like the motor over here and the bowl on the other side. I've been told that if the drive shaft or motor is underneath you know, obviously the part that's processing, then that is better and they will hold up better. So what I use my food processor for is mostly to make hummus or different kinds of bean dips. I also use it to make dressing. I use it to chop up or grind meat like a ham if I'm going to make ham salad. You can also use it for dough. Like some people use it for scones. I've used it for pie crust. There are just a ton of different options, and it's indispensable as far as I'm concerned. I do not feel that this is interchangeable with a blender. I think that they both have separate uses. This one comes with two different blades also. This is a shredding blade. So I've shredded carrots and cheese in my food processor before, and then this one is a slicing blade. So like, let's say you wanted to slice a bunch of carrots, you could do it very quickly by just feeding it through the tube here. The bowl of this is super sturdy and I just love it. You can hear that it's really quiet and it's sturdy, like it doesn't jump around on the counter. So this is the one that I have. It's right now $150 on Amazon, which is probably one of the best prices that you can get it for besides Prime Day. But yeah, I definitely love my food processor. Item number 8 is my coffee maker. Now, Adam and I are both big coffee drinkers, and I have had many different kinds throughout the years, and so far this has been my favorite. The reason why is that it not only does a regular pot of coffee, but you can also brew K-cups in it as well. Now, the brand is Hamilton Beach, and it's a flex brew coffee maker. I've had this for several years now and have had no problems with it. The K-cup is on this side. Coffee maker, just the regular coffee maker, is on that side. Everything comes apart easily to clean. I don't have any issues with it as far as performance. Overall, I've been super happy with this. During the week, Adam and I usually will brew our own single serve coffee in a travel cup, but then on the weekends we like to make a pot of coffee because we are here to drink it throughout the morning. Right now this retails for $100. I believe that you can probably get Keurig coffee makers for much cheaper than that, but like I said, the combo is worth it to me and I just love it. I have no complaints. Item number 7 is my Dutch oven. I have a Lodge Dutch oven. Adam actually got me this as a gift last Christmas. Now, I would love to have a Le Creuset, and I will have one someday, but for right now, this is what I have, and it works great. I love using Dutch ovens, especially for fall and winter cooking. These are great to not only make dishes on top of the stovetop, but the great thing about a Dutch oven is everything is oven safe, so you can transfer this straight from the stovetop into the oven. For example, last weekend I made Swiss steak. I was able to saute everything on top of the stove, put it all back into the pot, add my liquids, put the lid on, and throw it in the oven. It also keeps food warm for quite a long time too, which is great, and I love the color. Mine is the 6-quart size, and it retails for about $60. The one thing that I will say is this is definitely a piece of kitchen equipment and a pot that you do not want to put in the dishwasher. The inside of it has an enamel coating, but this part right here is exposed, and so you want to make sure that you take good care of it, wash it, dry it right away, otherwise this part will rust on you. Item number 6 is a vacuum sealer. Now, this is something that I just recently got within the last year or two, I would say. It's something that I wasn't really sure if I needed or not, but if you freeze anything, especially meat, if you like to buy like large portions of, let's say like salmon or chicken breast, or even make freezer meals, a vacuum sealer is a really good investment just because it takes all of the air out of your freezer bags so that you don't have to worry about things getting freezer burned. So the one that I have, I got on Amazon. Now, just a side note, let's see how many times I say Amazon in this video. I feel like if you were playing a drinking game and taking a drink, every time I said Amazon, you would be very intoxicated. Very intoxicated by the end of this video. However, I'm just being real. I love Amazon Prime. I buy everything in my life on there. So Anyway, this version, or this particular vacuum sealer, they actually have a newer version of now, and so I'll link both of them down below. The newer version is retailing for $60. There are probably different brands out there that I don't have experience with. I can only talk about this one. I know that Food Saver has a brand too, but I've never tried that. So this one I like because it has a place to wrap up your cord in the back. So obviously we store this down in a cabinet. We don't have to worry about the cord getting all wrapped up. It has a touch screen here. The nice thing about this is that you can either do a gentle vacuum seal, a standard vacuum seal, and you can choose whether your food is dry or moist. So for example, if you were freezing something without a lot of liquid, you would use the dry setting and it would apply more pressure. The other nice thing is that it holds a roll of bags in here. So all you have to do is just lift up the cutter, you bring it down like this. I'm not going to do it, but this is how you cut the bag. You seal it down here, flip it around, put your food in, and then this part right here is the actual vacuum. So then you put your bag in here. You do have to press down on this quite hard. It takes a lot of force to like click it down. But then you just push your buttons and you're good to go. So this is something that, like I said, I didn't think that I needed for a lot of years. And I do want to acknowledge too that I have a pretty large kitchen with a lot of space. And so one of the things that is probably different about me than someone who lives in a smaller house or has like a small apartment kitchen is that I have a lot of storage for these things. So I do want to acknowledge that. I know that space can be an issue for some folks. So anyway, that is the vacuum sealer. Love it and use it fairly often. So I would definitely be remiss if I didn't talk about my beloved and favorite chef's knife. So if you guys have watched my cooking videos, you have probably heard me talk about this. I did make a video a few months back also on how I chop all of my produce, which I can link that down below and on the screen. But I received this as a gift a couple Christmases ago from my mom and stepdad. And this is a Zwilling J.A. Henkel's Pro. It's an ice hardened 8-inch chef's knife, and it says no stain on there also. So the thing that I love about this is that it makes chopping produce so easy if you have a sharp, good quality knife. I watch a lot of cooking videos on YouTube, and sometimes I see people struggling with, chopping an onion or chopping a pepper, and I just wish I could reach through the screen and let them borrow my knife. If you do a lot of cooking, or even if you really only do a moderate amount of cooking, a good chef's knife is something that will last you for years and is indispensable in the kitchen. This knife retails for $150, and sometimes I get questions on how I sharpen my knife. I actually have to say that I don't usually sharpen it. My husband does 99% of the time, but this is what he uses to sharpen our knives with. It says Smith's on it. I think he probably got it at the hardware store, but I'm sure you can find something similar online. And so anytime I notice my knife just getting a little bit dull, like it's not, easy for me to chop up meat or produce anymore, I just let him know and he sharpens it for me. So again, I know this is pricey and a little bit of an investment, but a lot of these things make great gifts too. Like I know, Christmas is coming up, and so like if you're not willing to, or if you're not willing or you can't invest in these things, then ask for it for Christmas, right? Or maybe you know someone that this would make a great gift for too. So definitely love my knife. All right, so item number 4 is my KitchenAid stand mixer. I have just the base model, which right now is $200. And so I don't have like the Artisan series or the fancy one or the one that has the bowl lift or anything like that. But I love this, and I personally feel like this is an indispensable kitchen tool, especially around holiday time when we tend to do a lot of baking. You can obviously make large batches of cookie dough in here. You can make cakes. I also use it to like whip up batter for cheesecake, but it's not just for baking. I also use mine to mix my ground beef. So either when I make meatloaf or meatballs, I use this. And I have had mine, I want to say, for probably about 15 years. I got it pretty soon as a gift after I moved out. I think my mom got it for me for Christmas one year. So I really love it. I know that they are quite an investment, but if you have one of these, and some people can attest, they probably have been married for 30 years and still have their original KitchenAid mixer, but it's something that will definitely last you pretty much, I would say, your whole life. So definitely recommend. I love mine, wouldn't trade it for the world. And I would say that I probably use mine at least 2 to 3 times a month, and then more during the baking season. Item number 3 is my high-speed blender. So this is something that I actually also recently got within the last few years, and I really love it. I was one of those people that had a, Black & Decker blender from Walmart for many, many years and just kept replacing them when they would break. And they really aren't that effective at high-speed blending and chopping. I use my blender most frequently to make like dressings and marinades. I've also used it, many times, obviously, to make smoothies, especially for my kids when I'm making smoothies for them on the weekends. I do have one of those like single blenders, but this one works much better for doing large batches, and the controls are really simple. So it just has an on off, and then this is how you adjust the speed here, this knob. And then you can also do a pulse. The top comes off if you need to do like a dressing where you're drizzling something in. The whole thing is dishwasher safe. I've put it in my dishwasher many times. This is $80, and so I would say for a high-speed blender, that's actually not too bad, and it will definitely last you in your kitchen a long time. Item number 2 is my air fryer, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Until recently, I was not an air fryer convert. I was one of those people that thought, I have an oven, I have a convection oven. Why do I need an air fryer? It does the same thing. Well, I have to tell you, since I've gotten it, I've used it so often and for so many things. I really love it, and I'm not going back. So the model I have is a Cosori. I have many of their appliances, and they all have performed really well. The reason why I like this one mostly is because of the large basket capacity. So this one, I believe, has a 5.8 quart basket, which is nice, especially for a family of 4, or even if you have a larger family. You could probably fit 4 to 6 salmon fillets in here. You can fit more fries in there. The things that I use this for mostly are heating up fries. I do roasted potatoes in it also. I also love to make salmon in it. It makes really good hot dogs. Plus you can toast the buns in here. I've made meatballs in here before. My kids, well, Connor, he probably can't use it yet independently, but Kira, who's 10, can use it independently, and it's much safer than her using the oven. They come in several different colors. This one is $100, and I think they come in white, black, and red, maybe, depending on what's available. So I just got white because it matches with my cabinets. The other thing too is that there are a ton of preset buttons on here. So like if you want to do shrimp or fish or fries or frozen food, anything like that. You can also adjust the time and the temperature independently if you want to do that yourself. And then there's also a keep warm function, which is really nice if the food's done and you're not ready to eat yet. So overall, I'm super happy with this air fryer. I wouldn't go back. I wouldn't trade it for the world. And it's just one of those things now that I use in my repertoire of tools and appliances. All right, last but not least, we are down to item number 1, and you didn't think that you were going to get through this video without seeing my salad spinner, did you? So I would say out of everything, in my kitchen. This is one of the things that is the least expensive that I use the most. So this is an OXO salad spinner, and I use it to wash much more than greens. I do use it to wash my lettuce, but I also use it to wash all of my produce. So cherry tomatoes, berries, grapes, different greens. I put cucumbers in there, zucchini, whatever. I like that I can just put the food down in here. I run cold water over it, soak it with a little bit of vinegar, and then I don't obviously use the spin function unless I'm using it for greens, but it's nice that I can just lift it out and you know, drain my berries or whatever it is and go about my day. So I actually had several different salad spinner brands before I got this one, and none of them quite compared. One of them actually broke on me. They just weren't of good quality. I have had a lot of luck with the OXO brand. I have several of their things, and they all work really well. It does have like a stop button here if you're spinning greens, and this also locks down. I also put this very frequently in the dishwasher. Both the, there's a piece of lettuce on there, both the bowl and the strainer part, I put them in the top rack of the dishwasher. This part I hand wash just because I'm not sure about that, but at any rate, this is one of those things that is definitely indispensable to me, and it's one of those things also that if it ever did break, I would go out and buy another one like immediately. All right, friends, so that is going to wrap it up for today's video. I hope that you found this somewhat helpful. I do get a lot of questions on all of the different supplies and tools and appliances that I use, and I'm always, I try to be really good about linking them in the description box, but I like to have these videos as just one place for people to go that I can refer them if they want to see what my most used kitchen tools are. Now, I promised a giveaway at the beginning, so if you would like to win a $75 Amazon gift card, or the chance to win a $75 Amazon gift card, comment below with the one item out of all of these that you want, that's on your wish list. Like I said, Christmas is coming up, so definitely I hope this gave you some ideas for buying gifts for your family members, or maybe it gave you some ideas for your own Christmas list. But either way, leave a comment, and I'll choose the winner in 2 weeks from the date that this video posts. So what I'll do is I'll reply to your comment if you did win, and then I'll just email you the gift card if you're the winner. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.